popular saying you hear quite often is that streamers and tryhards have ruined gaming and made it unenjoyable. No matter what game you go to, Call of Duty, Marvel Rivals, Overwatch, Apex Legends, same sentiment is always said that streamers are ruining the gaming experience because that's who the devs listen to most. And tryhards ruin it because, well, they're too good at the game and it's making it unenjoyable for other people. I remember seeing this comment and it had quite a bit of likes when Marvel Rivals came out. There was some tips and tricks on Marvel Rivals and some guy in the comment, this was a pretty significantly liked comment, and it said, can you guys please stop giving out these tips and can we just enjoy the game? Which I thought was weird and funny how they just wanted people to be bad at the game for a longer period of time so they didn't have to keep up. Which, while I do agree both of these do input the gaming experience, I don't think people understand what truly affects gaming at its core. And that's just the natural progression of players over time. This isn't even just specifically a gaming thing, but just something humans do over time with any activity. I mean, you even go back to the NBA 50 years, you go back to the NFL 50 years, it's the same thing. The game maybe fundamentally is the same, but the rules and everything around it changes, and the game has to evolve with it. Players and just humans in general get better at something over time with the more exposure they have to it. Look at Fortnite, for example. You could blame Builder Pro, but people have just gotten better at building over time and understand it and understand what they're doing, so they get better at it. It's not just place 2 walls, it gets destroyed, and then you're in a gunfight. No, if Builder Pro never happened, you still would have people building, and you did have people build still really fast, and that was part of the skill. When people get better at building, you need more materials to take the buildings out, and you need more mechanics to make the building different and maybe even slightly more accessible. But when you make stuff more accessible, the people that are really good at it get even better at it. And that's a common issue you see in gaming, is just a power creep, and it's a whole act trying to balance everything out together. That's why I thought it was complete nonsense when the Marvel Rivals devs came out and said that they balance for fun first and foremost, because that fundamentally does not make any sense. Every game balances for fun and balance. No game just goes out of their way and say, hey, let's just make this overpowered so everybody's miserable. It sometimes may seem like that because there's a big difference between players in bronze, players in gold, and players at the top. Players in bronze for Overwatch think that Moira's a problem, that she's one of the most powerful characters in the game and that she has to be nerfed, and they don't think Sojourn is a problem at all. But players at the top know that Sojourn is a problem, and that Moira, who cares about Moira? She's not good in that rank. So now you're stuck between this act of, okay, we still have to make Sojourn accessible to newer players because she's horrible in those ranks, but we also have to keep her balance in the higher ranks because she could be completely dominant and just take over a lobby. And that's why you'll see so many people say that streamers are ruining gaming, that the devs are only listening to the streamers, because the streamers are defaultly just higher tier players, right? They're ranked higher because they have more time to spend on the game, but also they understand the game more than casual players fundamentally, so they know, I don't want to say better, but they kind of do know better to an extent. There's still horrible opinions out there, don't get me wrong, and people disagree all the time with like top players that have thousands of hours, they'll all disagree on something, and it can feel invalidating. Like if you have a certain character that just in your matches dominating the lobbies and everything, and then you go over to a streamer and hear them say that character's not even a problem, that character sucks, that's kind of disheartening and makes you not feel great because, well, this character has been completely dog walking you just to get your opinion invalidated by maybe even multiple streamers. And then maybe you start having some kind of resentment towards the streamers, towards everyone that's telling you you're just bad, and then you go out and say, well, their opinion just sucks, and you probably might just disagree with everything they say now. So when a balance change does come out and seems to favor the streamer, you're now insulted almost. So then maybe you stop playing the game, you start saying this game sucks, and then you hop over to its rival. Even if the balance change was changed solely based on player data and not the streamer's input at all, you're going to blame the streamer, you're going to blame the devs for listening to the streamer, and you're going to have none of it. It's a charade you see so often online. And I do believe like 90% of the balance changes are from the data. There is always those cases where a character's just completely overtuned or undertuned and everybody agrees and they get changed within a week or two. The one part where I don't think streamers have a lot of room to talk is when they have not hopped on a game for like the last 5 or 6 years, hop on it and then give their opinion on what should have changed and what shouldn't have changed. Because a lot could happen even in 6 months, let alone 5 years. I saw this one Moist Critical clip this one time while I was in one of his videos. I have no idea which video it was. It was on some kind of like Overwatch hating one. He said he stopped playing Overwatch in 2017 and that they should have never introduced role lock or they should have never introduced character limits, meaning you should be able to run 6 Symmetras if you want to. That's just frustrating to see because you miss so much. You don't understand why these things are implemented in the first place. These things just aren't just implemented just because. There's like reasons behind why everything has happened and transpired to what it is today. Because gameplay evolves, characters evolve, people evolve, and the devs have to change with the environment. There's still old heads out there that think that Halo should have never introduced sprint, which I think would have been a complete mistake and Halo would have died. Halo needed to evolve with its environment, with its competitors, just with the gaming space in general, and that involves change, and people hate change. Now, don't get me wrong, not every change is good, and some of it is for the worse. When you look at Halo 4 and Ordnance and loadouts, that's a lot of stuff that just doesn't feel like it belongs with Halo. But then again, you could use the same argument for Sprint. So it really, at the end of the day, is just throwing shit on the wall and seeing what sticks. Then Halo 5 tries to fix the sprinting problem, where if you sprint, you can't regenerate your shields, which I thought was a brilliant idea, especially with how fast and mobile Halo 5 is, and that gets no credit, it gets no praise. And then they take that feature off from Halo Infinite and nobody talks about it, but they still complain about sprint in Halo. I mean, you even take a player from Modern Warfare, the original Modern Warfare, and put them into Black Ops 7 or Modern Warfare 3 from 2023, they're going to get dog walked. They're going to get completely destroyed by someone that just plays the game casually because they didn't evolve with the game. They didn't keep up like how everyone else is currently. And I do think it is kind of unfair to blame tryhards, blame developers, blame streamers when you do have a sense of responsibility to keep up with the game if you want to be good at it. You can't just expect to put a game down for 5 years, pick it up, and then have everything be the exact same way. Oh, I was a champion player back then, so I gotta find someone else to blame because I can't be this bad at a game. At the end of the day, games evolve, and it's up to you to evolve with the game and the players inside of those games. People get smarter and people learn. And over time, if someone's playing more than you, they're probably going to be better than you. Although that's not always true, because you'll even see coaches say that some players they hit a wall. They can't move past a certain area, and that they will never be beyond platinum players or beyond diamond players. Like, that's the same thing for like sports too. Like, some people they're at their limit and they can't get past it, and that's fine. Anyway, let me know what you guys think down below. Do you think streamers are ruining gaming currently? Do you think tryhards are ruining gaming? Do you even game anymore, or has it just become too exhausting? Let me know in the comments down below, and I will see you guys in the next one.